Welcome to Fortnite Training Episode 3. Today we are going to be focusing on building. So we are going to be using the How to Build map by Unique Maps, Javon's How to Build map. Map code is 4509. Well, you can probably just search for it, but I mean it's here. So that's good. There's also a map guide, which I watched before filming this video. First you want to focus on ramp rushing, then 90s. But I feel like this episode is going to be really dedicated to ramp rushing, and maybe a little bit of 90s. So we're going to grab this, and we're going to grab this. And we're going to go to free build. We're going to turn off the bots. And something cool is there is a lot of speeds. So you've got super speed, where you're just meowing everywhere. Speedy, so where you're fast. Normal, which is obviously normal. You've got super slow and slow-mo. I feel like it's going to be best to do it on super slow-mo and work my way up. So, ramp, wall, ramp, wall, ramp, wall, ramp, wall. Oh. And I fall off. I know, I'm very good at this game. So the reason why you do this... Oh, and I fell. Yeah, so I can only do it for about 3 bits. Unless I'm not talking. Like that. Yeah, look, about 3 to 4. To me it's difficult, but obviously to like pros it's not. Obviously I want to be a pro. But and I fall. But essentially it's to fortify your builds. So instead of just having a stair where your builds can be easily sprayed like that and you fall to your death, instead, it gives you an extra layer of protection, and to give it even more protection, you place a floor. So you'd go ramp, floor, wall, to give it as much protection as possible. But to me, it's just easier right now to do a ramp and a wall. I mean, to me, it's incredibly difficult. Oopsie. But this video is going to be about the ultimate practice regime. So what you want to do is you want to practice every single day. I know that may sound daunting, but that's how all the pros got good. And that's how I'm getting good. Well, I'm not practicing every single day because I can't. But you want to pretty much go to any practice map, or when you're practicing aim, if you're on a computer. Most people will be on a computer if they're going pro. If you want to go FNCS mode, then you probably will need to be on a computer. From what I know, there is no like person ever that has made it to FNCS on controller and like played in grand finals, from what I know. I might be wrong, but I reckon I don't think I am. I should probably look that up, but not right now. So what you want to do is you want to practice for around 1 to 2 hours a day, depending on how much time you have. If you have like 4 hours to play, most people can do that. If you don't have that long, like for example 2, 3, maybe even an hour, you want to hyper focus on something. For example, let's say I only had an hour to practice and I wanted to practice aim. I would go absolutely crazy on computer. I would have aim labs pre-installed or something like that, and I would just hyper focus on aim for that hour. And then the day after, I would do building. So I would do what I'm weak at. For example, for me, ramp rushing. And then the day after, let's say you do editing. Then you just repeat that over and over. Also, if you do want to be added on Fortnite, I will gladly add you. Hold on a minute. There's 2 ticks. Can I add a third? No. You can add 2, but you can't add 3. Well, that's something. But just remember, comment your epic username so I know who you are. And if I'm recording, I will have my status set as away. And if I'm playing with someone, please do not invite me if you decide to want to be added by me. So what you want to do, pretty much, practice every day, depending on your time. Let's say you have 4 hours. A lot of people have about 4 hours to practice every day. So let's focus on that sector. So you want to you want to hyper focus if you've only got 1 hour, but 4 hours you have time. You want to focus about 1 hour on the thing you want to practice on that day. For example, if you want to practice aim, use aim labs. But if you don't have a PC, use an aim map. I'm trying to think what next. Oh yeah, building. If you want to practice building, go into creative, learn different building moves. If you want to learn how to edit, make an edit course for yourself or find an edit course in creative. There are so many different ways that you can practice, and I highly recommend doing all of them if you plan to go pro. I definitely I'm not qualified to talk about like how to go pro. I mean, look at me. I can barely ramp rush. That's like the #1 thing you need to learn. I can't crank. Well, I can do so slowly. I mean, incredibly slowly. Like super duper 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 slowly. But there's a lot of things that go into going pro. I've watched videos on how to, because I plan to. That's what this series is all about if you're new here. Practice every day on one thing. Building, editing, and aim. Switch it up every day, an hour every day. That's pretty much all you need. That is the philosophy. 1 hour a day, if you can, on one thing. Let's say every now and then you want to change around like the timeline. So instead of aim, build, edit, you want to go edit, build, aim, or build, aim, edit. You can switch it up to make it more fun if you want. So, I fell. It's very good to try and practice as much as you can every day, up to an hour, because once you reach 4 hours, you actually start declining in skill, which I've learned the hard way. Because I've had a day where I played more than 8 hours of Fortnite. Way too long to play Fortnite. Don't do that. Trust me, you won't enjoy. But essentially, watch some tutorials on how to do these things, like how to get an aim, how to find a good aim map, how to piece control, which comes after building and editing. Once you've mastered a lot of moves for building and editing, I would really suggest going for how to piece control, which is right here. Definitely use that. It's a 1-player only map, so you can't do it with your friends. And then once you've like mastered everything, you think you've mastered everything. You can go into you can go into 1v1s, you can go into scrims, you can go into tournaments if they're solo. If you have a duo, you can do duo tournaments. You can do tons of things as long as you take your time. So that is the number one thing. Take your time in all this. If you don't feel like practicing one day, don't do it that day. Try again the next day. You want to pretty much focus on everything. If you don't want to do it one day, do it the next. If you don't want to do it that next day, try again next day. But as long as you don't have like up to a week off, then you'll continually improve at a steady rate. Like, imagine a chart that's like up and down, wavy. That would be your skill if you didn't practice. But if you practiced every day on a certain mechanic for every day, it would just be like a diagonal line going upwards until you reached your skill ceiling. So that's what you want to do, reach your skill ceiling. And I will suggest you some maps for these certain things, like building Javon, how to build a map. Use aim labs, but if you don't have an aim, if you don't have a PC, you can use where is it? You can use Ranked Practice Tycoon, editing, find your own edit map, or you can use Ranked Practice Tycoon. And then once you've gotten to the stage where you think you can do 1v1s, you can use BHE 1v1 build fights, or you can use any other 1v1 map. And then once you've mastered that and you think you can start moving those skills into real games, try scrims. Once you can do that, start entering tournaments. Once you've done that, try to get to Unreal, just for the fun of it, to give yourself a little bit of a challenge once you reach the higher ranks, if you're not the best you can be. But just focus on one thing every day. That will make it much easier. And I hope you enjoyed watching. If you enjoyed, like a lot, please subscribe. So, thank you for watching, and goodbye.